this time, you will sign your national letters of intent to the University of Missouri and Texas Christian University. Youth Advance, Kate Durham.
I'm super excited. You kind of know what you're going to do for a while, so it's exciting to put the ink on the paper and make it official.
I know you had committed to another school, and then you decided against it, and now you're at TCU. So tell me, how did it come about TCU was your final decision?
So when the coaching change happened at Wichita State, kind of knew I probably wasn't the right fit for me, so I was able to reopen my decision, and I had the opportunity to go some awesome places, and I went to area code games in San Diego, and from there TCU came in the picture. I fell in love with it right away, so I knew that was the place I wanted to go.
How do the coaches plan to utilize you when you get out there?
I'm a pitcher, so I'm basically going to pitch in, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to be a starter. I think you always get recruited to be a starter, and then from there they see what you got, whether that you move to the bullpen or you're a starter, and then hopefully the goal is always to be a Friday night guy, and that's where I'll strive to be.
The last few years, I can imagine you've had a lot of great memories, so you got to tell me what has been your favorite so far.
Well, always playing baseball with my brothers, that's always a super fun memory. We've had some fun games. Last year was an incredible. Honestly, last year baseball season was just like, it was a fever dream. Last year I pitched a complete game shutout and I hit a home run the same game. So if there was one game that stuck out the most, it's probably that one.
Will they be using you as a dual threat at TCU?
They will not, probably. Luckily I got one more year left to hit here at Camdenton, and after that I'm hanging up the old bat and batting gloves, and it's just the glove.
So are you happy that you're going to be just stuck on the mound, or are you going to miss hitting here and there?
Right now I'd probably tell you no, but when I do, I probably will miss it. Pitching's my real passion, and hitting's something I just do for fun. So I'll probably miss it, and there's not a lot of better feelings than barreling up a baseball, but pitching's really what I love to do, so I think I'll be okay with it.
To go to a big D1 school, coming off a really big season, this season, what are you looking forward to?
We're going to have to a lot to replace with a lot of seniors gone. My younger brother Carson, who was going to fill a big role, just towards ACL. So I'm going to have to step up and take my games to the next level along with some other guys. But we'll find ways to win games as we always do.
Over the summer, I know you guys are usually developing, whether it was going to San Diego or doing some other fun tournaments. So how have you seen yourself improve already from last season to this upcoming season?
I think from a pitching side of things, I've obviously thrown harder. My secondary stuff has gotten a lot better over the summer. And I think when you go to those big events and you play well, you prove to yourself that you belong with everyone, and you're just as good as everyone else, and that you can play with the best of them. So I think that's the biggest part.
And I know you've been working on your velo. Do you think that made coaches more aware of you?
For sure. I would say, velo is the name of the game. So whenever you pop a big number, like, you get into the 90s there, it definitely draws an attention. And it sounds a little different, it looks a little different. So that was a big work for me to just try to get to the next level and get my name on the next list. So yeah.
Going into these games, having this kind of status, does it give you a confidence, nervousness? What is your emotion?
It's both. Obviously, it gives you confidence. It puts a lot of pressure on you. But, we kind of treat pressure like a privilege. There's a lot of people that wish they'd be in my shoes, that had the opportunities I have. So it creates a lot of pressure. But, that pressure is a privilege. And it's an honor to have that and have people think that stuff about you.
One final note, what did it mean to you to be able to sign with Ethan today?
It meant everything. I committed about a month or so before he did, and I kind of knew Mizzou was on the line for him, so I was like, I'm going to wait, make sure we do it together. We're really good friends outside of school. Our families are good friends, and he's an awesome kid. I mean, he's the fastest the state's ever seen. I think people need to recognize that he's one of the greatest athletes to ever come through this school.
After state, the Alabama coach came and watched me at state in person. I thought that had the biggest impact on my decision, because whenever we last talked, it was really leaning Mizzou, and so it kind of surprised me. I went on my visit over Thanksgiving break last Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I just fell in love with the school. I knew I'd already liked the campus. I knew I'd already liked the team. But just getting to know the kids, it was amazing, and it just felt like home as soon as I walked on there. And then I wouldn't have been able to take any other visits because of the break in December, and I was just like, I don't want to wait those 3 weeks, and I just want to commit to the school that I love, and I've always supported them. So I think my decision's perfect for where I am.
coming down to it, I know that you weren't ready to decide quite yet on the actual signing day, but it was a quick turnaround, it sounds like, so it just kind of clicked for you.
Yeah, so Cade and I have been talking since the very beginning of our recruiting processes. Obviously, he was way before me, but we both said we were not going to sign unless we can sign with each other, and I think that was the biggest thing. One of the biggest impacts, I was just like, I mean, if I'm going to sign to my favorite school, I want to do it with Cade before we leave for Christmas break and don't have the chance to. So it's awesome to be ready to sign, and that quick of turnaround, it was amazing.
So you guys have a pretty strong bond. When did this all start for you guys?
Yeah, so I've known Cade since the very first day he got here. He transferred in, I think it was third or fourth grade or something like that. We played youth basketball together on the traveling team. Just one of my best friends growing up. He's always been in my life. Our families are super, super close. Just everything about it. We're lifting partners in weights. We're talking every single day. He's my number one best friend on Snap, so it's crazy. We're best friends. So
to put the ink to paper, it must feel surreal, and then to do it next to him, what does that mean?
It means everything for me. I mean, I think it means the same for both of us. I mean, we were super excited. As soon as we found out we were able to do it, we text our moms and we're like, this is the day we want to do it, and let's make it happen. So it just means everything.
And then also to get to this point, I know that swimming was a newer sport for you. Did you ever think this day would actually come?
I knew this day would come. I didn't know where at the time, but now that it's come and it's now passed, I'm so blessed with everything I've had. And there's so many great people supporting me behind this decision. My friends and family, and just everyone behind this decision has made everything so much easier.
And you did say you're hopefully I'm swimming there, so can you explain that to me?
I guess it was kind of a joke. Coming into Mizzou, I'll be obviously swimming. Not sure where at on the relays. Hopefully I'm part of the A relay. Hopefully we get to go to nationals next year. That'll be awesome. That's definitely one of the main goals I'm working towards. I want to be on that relay. And I just want to go to Mizzou and make as big an impact for the team as I can and just be part of that family.
Do you have any goals set for when you are off at that collegiate level?
Not yet, but going into it, I'm gonna be making some goals, and 100%. I don't know any goals yet, but I definitely will have some going into it.
Looking back on this season and the seasons as a whole, what is the biggest takeaway?
The biggest takeaway is just learning so much. You get to practice every day. There's some days you don't want to be there, but it's just the push. It's what gets you going. Once you break a hard week of practice, hard 3 weeks of practice, whatever, it just gets your mind, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I want to keep doing this. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. I've never really had a burnout from swimming. I just love the sport and love doing it. So that's the biggest takeaway. Just continue to love the sport for what I do.